evening, everyone. We have a first question. We have Sky Sports News on the call.
Hi, Carmelo.
Hi, Damish.
Hi, Damish.
Hello, Scott. Just first of all, Scott, when you see your team play like that, particularly in the second half, do you reflect on this season with regret, or do you look to next season with a feeling of positivity?
A little bit of both. It's like, look, the performance today has been there, and the fine margins, like I've said throughout this season, we was on the right side of them today. Performance was top, but performance over the course of the last 10 games, when everyone maybe have thought we ruled away, has not been the case. Performance has always been there. So in terms of that, there's nothing different. What was different tonight was keepers had to pull off a couple of saves. We've had to have a little bit of luck. Ones go over the bar, or they just narrowly miss. And then on the flip side, we managed to execute a lovely ball, and we managed to execute and score a goal. There's nothing that's changed. I asked the team to come here and play like a big team today, be ultra brave. We had to be brave. We took massive risk at times, but I felt that was the only way we could play and really dominate, or try and dominate and put our stamp on it. So I'm very proud of the team for doing that, because it would have been easier to go the other way, certainly when we are in our position. And the players done very well in there.
Felt hard done to with their goal?
Yeah, I mean, I just said there, the linesman says he's 5 yards offside if he's not touched the ball. If he has touched the ball, then he's onside. I think, like always, VAR's here to get the correct calls right. I understand if we didn't have VAR, human error, ref not knowing whether he's touched it or not, as disappointed I would be, I understand it. When you've got VAR in our game now, you need to get them decisions right. And for me, I've watched it now over a couple of angles, and he doesn't touch the ball. So in that case, I don't understand why the goal's been allowed and it's not been given offside.
Just final one from me, Scott. The noises coming from the club suggest that they want you to lead Fulham back into the Premier League next season. Are you on the same page? Have you thought about that yet? Have you made that decision?
Look, my main focus has always been, and consistently will be between now and the end of this season, is to focus on putting a performance in the next two games. Like you can't look any way past that. I've always been fully committed to this football club. Of course, at the end of the season, everyone speaks about, or they make a big deal about us having conversations, but they're conversations that any top business, organisation and football club will be having. That's exactly where it is. My main focus now is on to Sunday in Newcastle, and to maintain performance and then work out, how we can improve as a club.
Cheers, Scott. Thank you.
Thanks, Damish. We'll move on to a written press. I see a few hands. Message Jim Conlon, please.
Hi, Scott. I suppose there tonight's result, you showed a lot of grit and determination and fight. And I suppose Fulham fans will look at that result and say, away at Man United, that's a fantastic point. But how's it we couldn't produce that performance away against Southampton or at home against Burnley, who would be two lesser sort of teams?
Burnley, maybe. Southampton, the performance was not much different. It honestly wasn't. And if you watch the game against Southampton, I understand the goals were poor. The goals were very poor. Certainly the first one and the second one as well. Then we get back in the game at 2-1, and then we have some big chances. What was the difference between the chance or the game tonight and against Southampton was the cross wasn't on the button. The shot didn't go in. The chances were still great, and the performance was still there. And then we get hit on the one with a 3-1. But I'm not deluded. I'm very honest, and I'll be the first to hold my hand up if this team was getting pumped every week and was getting outclassed and outbattled, outfought and outclassed, really. But that's never been the case. And the differences are that against Wolves, second half, only one team in it, which is us. One long ball, boy at the tightest of angles scores a goal. And that's the fine margins. Arsenal away, we're one corner away from getting 3 points. And your question to me would then be another great performance. Well, no, the performance is there. What's different is we managed to score, hold on, and they missed a couple of chances, and that's part and parcel. Never has this team lacked effort. Never has this team been absolutely demolished where I'm thinking we've totally outclassed it. It's the fine margins, and we've been the wrong side. We've been the wrong side in fine margins. Tonight we executed, and that's been the difference, really.
And Scott, lastly for me, I suppose there has been a turn in Fulham's fortunes since the new year, and looking at probably the results from the new year onwards, do you feel that maybe that it took you that bit extra longer maybe to settle in the Premier League this year than you would have expected?
Yeah, maybe. Look, this is a team that come up last year. We had a short turnaround, a young team, a new team. I think in terms of Premier League experience, I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek was the most player in terms of experience in the Premier League. So players getting to grips with the toughest league in the division. A lot of new players coming in. So in terms of trying to put our stamp on things and them understanding, it probably did take us some time. The disappointing thing is considering where we were at the start of the season, is how quickly we learned, how quickly the players got to grips with it and understood what we wanted. But yeah, look, it's obviously just proven a little bit too short in that.
Cheers, Scott.
Okay, one last question, please. We'll have to end it there, but we'll go to Peter Rutzer for one last question.
Hi, Scott. I was just wondering what the thinking was behind today's lineup. There was some. I know you've mentioned before about looking ahead to next season, but there were some loan players left out, some loan players included. Alexander Mitrovic wasn't involved at all today. I was wondering if you could just talk through the lineup and your decision for that.
So the lineup was half an eye on players what are at this football club, what are contracts to this club, and of course, while also trying to get that balance of us being competitive, coming to a very difficult place, but second best team in the division, with 10,000 fans in, and the challenges what that would have brought. So, trying to get that balance really while giving players an opportunity. So that was the main thinking behind it. As for Alex, he pulled out training with a glute problem 2 days ago, so wasn't fit for today.
Yeah. And can I just check on Harrison Reed as well after his injury today?
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit with his ankle, so said he was struggling out there today. I mean, it was a quick turnaround for him. Played very well against Southampton, and it was a very quick turnaround, and it wasn't quite right.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.